are out of the polar vortex. It got really cold here in Wisconsin. We had -20 ambient, maybe even a little lower, and kind of prevented me from doing any work on the car or outside, really. So I didn't really make any progress on the car since then. Last weekend I worked on a little bit, polished one of the strut braces. So we're going to keep going. It's a lot warmer out now. I actually have the garage door open, so I'll get a little light in here. It's a lot nicer to work in. I did test the antifreeze in the Skyline before all of the cold came, and it tested like -25, -30, I believe, for the antifreeze. I knew it was antifreeze, I just forgot to test it when I first got the car, so I scrambled and did that earlier this week. So today, we're going to work on polishing this strut brace. This is the Nismo one. Now, my decals haven't come in. They actually halted all mail deliveries since it was so cold. But we're back on now, so maybe the Postal Service dropped that off today. One thing that's crazy, there's a nasty, nasty little mark on there. So we are going to work on polishing this guy up. I'm going to actually work on the back side, though, and just work on polishing this up, make sure we get a good technique down, just to make sure, anything that's visible we don't screw up. So you won't see this side, so just make sure we're all good. I'm not going to use any sandpaper on this. We are just going to polish it up because it's actually looking pretty good. So this shouldn't be too bad. So let's get at it. We're going to start here. Just kind of wipe this down. There's really not much on here. It's a little tarnish, not bad. Just make sure there's nothing going on the surface there. We're going to rub in and mar it. So it's actually warm enough. We can wear these gloves. So we have our dexterity back, which is nice. So we're going to take some of the polish here. And we're just going to rub it on the surface with our glove. Alright, that's the rag we're going to use to wipe everything off with. I didn't change the polishing wheel yet on the Dremel. Let's try a cord here. I think we should still be good with this one. Got power. It's just like before. We're going to start slow. Move up to higher speed. And we are going to do this for a while. Let's do this section here first. Not applying a lot of pressure again. When you're polishing, you don't want to apply a lot of pressure. This way you can get some swirl marks and some inconsistencies. So we're just going to go back and forth, go in small circular motion now that we've got the polish kind of all over the material here. It is much, much nicer out now that it's not freezing cold. It's still cold. I think it's maybe high 20s today. I'll tell you what, that is about a 40-degree swing from before in our favor. It is a lot warmer. And really, it just goes to show you guys, you don't need some fancy heated garage to do work on your car. You just make do with what you got. You don't have to have a ton of money to have fun and make some progress. Alright, we're going to just get this channel bend here. And we're going to go over it one more time in our circular motion. We should avoid any streaks since we're not applying a lot of pressure. Should help that as well. Alright, so we're going to call that quits. And let's just wipe this down and see what we're working with here. Oh, that's way better. Sweet. Alright. So I can tell you guys, it's probably not going to really show up in the camera, but that looks much, much better than what we had before. So we can keep moving with that. Just make sure the light's hitting it. Oh yeah, we're not getting any swirl marks or anything on there. So we're going to do this for a little bit. Let's do a time lapse. So I put some rags under there. You probably saw in the time lapse. Just make sure you didn't scratch up this top part here. So it actually looks really good on the other side. So we're going to move to the front. I really wish I had that decal. This side has a few scratches on it and some dents. This is definitely a well-used bar. I'm sure whoever's worked on the engine nicked it a few times. That's totally cool. This car is not a show car, so we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the front here and spend a little time polishing this up. It looks pretty good right now, but we should get rid of all the imperfections so it'll really pop when you pop the hood. Alright, time-lapse time. Okie dokie. Now, I'm actually going to grab a different rag here. That one's getting pretty used up. Nice clean one. Let's see how our handiwork turned out here. When you're doing this, you're doing a little bit of polishing too, and you're also removing the excess polish. So you go through and do this, and then we're going to flip the rag over and do kind of another pass with more pressure because there's still some residue on here, and you'll actually notice that you do bring out some more shine when you do that. A little bit awkward angle here. Oh, that looks sick. Yeah. You know, it sucks. I only have a GoPro for you guys to see this, but this looks so much better. It wasn't horrible to begin with. There are just some inconsistencies in it. Yeah. Grab this sucker so I can put some more elbow grease onto it. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Cool. Okay, so one thing I noticed when we were going through here, snail running outside. When we were going through here with the Dremel, it's really hard to see, but I noticed it, so it's going to bug me. There are tiny little marks from the wheel where I was a little inconsistent with the pressure. So we're going to use this cylinder buff to alleviate that. So you're just going to watch me struggle to open this. Now, I've used one of these before. It worked great. Once again, purchased at Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight would sponsor some videos. That would be fantastic. I'd probably save like 30 bucks on all the tools I buy. Used one of these before on the exhaust, and it worked great. So we got our cordless drill here. Nothing fancy. It's a Black & Decker. I do have a Makita. It's really nice, but batteries in that are currently dead. So we're going to use this guy. So the plan, kind of similar to the Dremel, it's just way bigger. We are going to take the polish, apply it onto our surface here, then go over it with the wheel, applying different amounts of pressure a little bit, and we'll get everything evened out. Okay, we've got the polish on there. So now we're going to take the drill and go at this a little bit. This is going to be a little awkward with the angle here. Actually move that out. This is the battery. Still kind of goofy. There we go. This will be a lot more even. This is a lot faster. I kind of forgot that I had an extra one of these. I thought I used it up and didn't have one. Just kind of making do with the Dremel. Okay, now take a rag, clean rag, and wipe it down. Sick. Yeah, we're good. So that took those inconsistencies out, and that's as good as we're going to get it. as far as polishing, that looks really good. I've got to work at it a little bit here. I really wish we had those decals, because that would just top this off and look really nice. But that's okay. We'll get them soon enough. Let's check this bad boy out here. That looks a lot better. Now, it's not like it was horrific to begin with, and there's still some imperfections. I'm cool with that. This looks great. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to put this guy and the other strut bar in the trunk and get to work on some other stuff in the engine. Okay, just kidding. I put the Nismo bar in the trunk, and since I had the drill out, I figured why not, give this rear strut brace a shot with drill bit, just see if it looks a little nicer. This will only take us, a couple minutes. Let's just see what it looks like here. Now, if I had a stationary buffing wheel, this would be a lot easier. I should probably snag one of those at some point, but we can make do right now. Like this. Alright, so we hit that. I'll just wipe it down. I don't really expect a huge difference here. Yeah, nothing too crazy. It looks nice. Maybe a little bit more even. So, cool. Alright, it looks maybe marginally better than it did. So, putting these in the trunk just for safekeeping, not installing them. Just keep them out of the way and stuff, but keep them in the car. So let's go take a tour of the engine bay and see what else that we can polish up here and make look a little bit nicer. That's been on my list to do. So the lighting in here isn't going to be very great, so I'm going to grab a flashlight here. We can kind of run through it. It'll be hard to film in here, so maybe we'll do some befores and afters. So I want to polish up this catch can here. So do this guy. I started this a while ago, or last summer, just to see what would happen with it. So polish that up here, that overflow here, maybe hit that. Top of the radiator could definitely use a little bit of love too, so give that some attention. Then the intercooler piping. This is probably the main thing that you see, and it's a little tarnished up, so we've got to hit that. This one's really gross. And get those looking a lot nicer. So we'll see what we can do with those. But I'll probably won't be able to film this just because the lighting is really bad here and it's not worth it. So I will see if we can do some before and afters of a little bit of progress. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, update. So we ran out of supplies, kind of. So we got to polishing some of the parts here. So hit that. So started the catch can there. It's looking a lot better. Might be hard to see in the camera. The radiator, started with this. Once again, looks pretty rough, but it looks way better in person here. We got some swirl marks we'll get out. I notice part of the intercooler piping is off. So I took that off, and it is on the bench over here. So I can kind of work on this outside of the car and make it look really nice. So that's the plan. For now, though, we're kind of out of polishing compound, and I want to get some different polishing bits for the drill. That seems to be working much better than the Dremel. I do have one bit for the Dremel. It's actually a Dremel bit. It's kind of like foam almost. It's really high dense cotton. I like to get that, or some more of those, because that one's kind of running out. Because this is what the Harbor Freight ones have been turning into, just goo, and it's not really doing much. So not sure if I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to go to the store after I eat and grab some more stuff, but otherwise we will see you guys next time. Thanks again. Bye.